In this video, I'm going to be covering the first 2 pages of exercises in our book. So that'll be pages 4 and 5. So you need to make sure that you have your book handy, and you make sure that you have your instrument handy and tuned. I will give you time to tune in class before we start this video. So hopefully by the time that we're starting to watch this video, your instrument will be tuned and ready to participate in the video, as I will be giving you time to play along with me or to work ahead in some different exercises. So the first exercise in our book is called Open D and Quarter Rests. So as it says, we're basically just going to be playing our Open D and practicing some quarter note rests. So when we go through these exercises in the book, first we will say them, say our notes and our rhythms, and then we will play them. So first I will demonstrate saying our notes, how we're going to say them. So for the first exercise, if I gave you a count off of 1, 2, 3, 4, then we would say D, 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 rest, 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 D, 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 rest, 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 rest. And so when I'm saying D, that will be us plucking the string, and I'm saying the rest, obviously we will be resting, as rests are silent. So I'm going to say that one more time, and then I'm going to play it. And when I play it, you can play along with me. This is the very first exercise in our book. So open D and quarter rests. So D, 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 rest, 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 D, 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 rest, 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 rest. Now I'm going to play the exercise. So when we play, we want to make sure we're sitting up nice and tall in our best playing position, have our instrument resting on our shoulder, nice and level. We can just have our hand resting on the body if that's how we're comfortable right now, or if you want to have your hand back on the neck, that's fine too. I'm going to have mine resting on the body just for now. I'm going to make our claw with our thumb and our pointer finger, rest our thumb on the fingerboard of our instrument, and then find our D string. So for my violins, our D is our second to lowest string. For my violas, our D is our second highest string. So the first exercise would go like this. I'm going to count it off and then I'll start playing. 1, 2, 3, 4. D, 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 rest, 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 D, 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 rest, 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 rest. The second exercise in our book is called Open A and Quarter Rests. I'm not going to play through this one. This is one that you can cover on your own. It's the same exercise as number 1. We just move over to our A string. So that's our next highest string for both my violins and my violas. Next exercise I'll go over with us is number 3. D and A are dazzling. So with this one, we're going to go back and forth between our D's and our A's. So we start on our D. So to say this one, 1, 2, 3, 4, D, D, A, rest, 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 A, D, D, rest, 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 rest. So if we notice, going back and forth between our D and our A, we started on our D and then we went up to our A. The second time we started on our A and then went down to our D. So I'm going to play this one now. You can play along with me, or you can just look at your book and say it if you still want to look at it for a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4. D, D, A, rest, 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 rest. A, D, D, rest, 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 rest. I'm going to let you look at number 4 on your own, string to string. Just going back and forth every other note now instead of playing 2 on each string. And then the last one I'll go through on this page with you is number 5, Pizzicato passage. So I'll say this one first and then I'll play through it. 1, 2, 3, 4. D, A, rest, 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 rest. D, D, A, D, rest, 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 rest. Now I'll play through it. You can play through it with me if you would like. Make sure we're in our best playing position, sitting up nice and tall. 1, 2, 3, 4. D, A, rest, 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 rest. D, D, A, D, rest, 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 rest. All right, now I'm gonna go over to page 5. So with page 5, we're still gonna be just playing on our open A's and our open D's, but this time instead of playing quarter notes, we're gonna be playing half notes. If we remember from earlier in the year, half notes are worth 2 quarter notes, so we hold them for 2 beats. So to say these ones, instead of saying the note on each beat, we'll just say the note that we're going to play on the first beat, and then the second beat we'll just say 2. So it'll look like for number 1, or for number 6, to say this exercise, it would sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. D2, D4, rest, 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 rest. D2, D4, rest, 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 rest. And playing this one sounds like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. D2, D4, rest, 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 rest. D2, D4, rest, 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 rest. So if you'll notice, I wasn't plucking on every beat like I did when we had quarter notes. I was holding the note for 2 beats. So D2, D4, making sure we're holding it across both the D2 and the D4. So that was number 6, hello half note. I will let you play through number 7 and number 8 on your own. Number 9, I will play through with you. So number 9 is called play and rest. So for this one, we start on our A string, and we have a half note, and then we have a half rest. So our half rests are the ones that rest on top of the middle line. So that is our half rest. So to say this one, it would be 1, 2, 3, 4. A2, rest, rest. A2, rest, rest. D2, rest, rest. D2, rest, rest. And then playing it would sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. A2, rest, rest. A2, rest, rest. D2, rest, rest. D2, rest, rest. And those are the exercises that we're going to be kind of covering today. So like I said, you can go back and look at some of the exercises that we missed on our own. If you have any questions, please let me know in class, and we will discuss how these exercises are going to look. I hope this video was helpful, and I will see you back in class.